What does it really take to succeed in Africa? Is it hard work? Is it talent? Or is the system already set up to make you fail? In this episode, we'll discuss the economic realities, the hidden structures, and the struggles that keep you bound despite your potential. In this conversation, we sat down with Mr. Theophilus Enin. He is a businessman and an academic who has seen both sides of the coin. He shares with us the exact blueprint to succeed. If you've ever wondered if your choices have been bad ones, or if your chances are hindered, or even if your path is the right one for you, then this episode is one you wouldn't want to miss. Stay with us to the end of the episode. Welcome to the show. We hope you're doing good.
By God's grace, we're fine.
All right,
Fine.
That's amazing.
Sure.
We're going to begin today's conversation on the premise of the topic of networking. There's a common phrase that your network is your net worth. Take us through this idea, and what are the importances of building meaningful connections in today's world?
Thank you for having me, and thank you for tonight and your viewers and listeners. Networking, it's a great aspect of life, and I would say what you're saying is very true, because networking, I say it's a social capital. In our business world, when we say capital is actually the worth or the resources one gathers before you can operate or strive in a business. So in life, you don't need yourself. You need the network as a capital to push you from this place to the other place. And one thing I will stress on is that, you see, networking is just meeting the right people at the right time. So that because no one man has it all, that one person would come your way and help you reach where you want to go. Yeah. So that is, I would say, a layman summary of what networking means to me.
Some people often talk about, people like to network upwards, not sideways.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can look like a very parasitic relationship. How do you draw the line between genuine connection and someone just trying to get something out of you?
It's very awkward to just network upwards and not sideways, or even all round, say 360. The person you see today will remain like as you see.
Yeah.
So my perspective or understanding or area is that as we are moving, today I might be your classmate, but tomorrow you as a classmate will be a CEO, which I may not. So I don't need to only network upwards or meet people, try to connect them upwards, or those who are already there. Try connect also with your colleagues and those you are, so that tomorrow they'll be there for you. So let me quickly refer you to the area of, in the Bible, Jonathan and David. So David and Jonathan, they connected, and at a point, though they were just colleagues, let's say sideways. But at a point, Jonathan came in for David when his life was in danger. So if David only wanted to connect upward, but then by then he would have been killed.
So share with us an experience where your connections and your links, came through for you when you needed them most.
One experience was during my time in the university. So we had to go for internship. And I went to a particular company, which I didn't want to mention because it's a public institution. So I called my uncle, who is a branch manager, and he called the Kumasi area manager. So I had to go in, and they ushered me in, and I took my letter. So they asked me, which particular branch do I want? And I told them, I want Obuasi. I said, just go. So I was in the office, and someone from the same university came, and they told him, oh, Charlie, we are sorry, there is no space. And the person was like, oh, please, I'll go to anywhere you put me. They just look into his eyes and said, yeah, sorry, there's no space. Meanwhile, I have been there, and people are coming, then they are giving them the latest. But why is it that this person came and they just told him bluntly, hey, we are sorry, there's no space. I didn't speak for myself. It was the person I knew
That
who
puts in
ushered.
the word for
Very
you.
good. So here, network comes in.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So is it, you know, this is interesting. I mean, yeah.
They told him, Dale,
I would
it's
say
for.
a few days ago, I was having this conversation with this very important person I know,
Yeah.
and he mentioned something like that, the importance of networking. I was like, when you called me that you'd be coming today, I was like, this is amazing. This is something I really want to talk about. And he
Sure.
said, it's good to network with people
Very
because
good.
when you go and then you apply for a job, just like you're saying,
Yeah.
and a colleague comes and says, "Oh, I know this person can do the job."
That is
No matter
the greatest CV.
the number of CVs on that person's desk, he will always take a look at the
Yes.
colleague's CV first,
That is the greatest
and that's
CV.
a big advantage.
I tell you. Sure.
Wow.
Sure.
So for those of you listening, I mean, you see the importance of networking.
Very, very, very
We
important.
don't only network upwards; you network sideways.
Sideways.
Because the people you know might also be in the positions where you
So-
aspire to be.
Let me come in. So to end with, when we graduated, a friend, a colleague, let's say a mate, wanted to have service at this particular institution I earlier went to do my intern. But because I was coming from the area head, giving that letter, they thought, okay, I relate with the area head. So they gave me a very warm welcome. So I didn't choose to do my service there, but I just called there. I went there. I told them, this is my friend. And she wishes to do her service here.
service.
And she was gladly welcomed. She was gladly welcomed. So it's very important for those listening. Please, aside your degrees, aside whatever you are building, please build network. It should be like this, interconnected. Not today, but someday.
Too often at times, the complexities of life catch up with us, and we struggle to make time for the things that actually matter. With that said, walk us through how you manage and apportion your time.
I wish I had some currency. I want to check something. I want to check something about the freedom and justice. Oh, I can't find it here. Ghana, when you go to the law about the court system, there is a scale balance.
Yes, exactly.
Do you understand why? No matter how busy you are, please try and balance life. I will speak from my personal perspective. I'm young, but I don't know why I'm always busy. As I was living up, I went just for a program, and I didn't come back again. I spent 3 weeks in Kumasi. Because I am a businessman, I blend life, business, academia, and everything. But we know, understanding networking, I know pushing myself harder alone wouldn't get me there. Learning alone, doing the business alone wouldn't get you there. Even in the line of your business, you need someone to recommend to someone to reach somewhere. So no matter how busy you are, try and balance life. Even in our court system, they said we should have
balance. Balance also means sacrifice. So sometimes in order to get what you actually want, you need to let go of certain things, right? So in making this kind of critical decisions, prioritizing what you actually need to achieve what you want, how do we make those difficult decisions?
It is all about priority and management. When you know the worth of what you want, you have to check and weigh. You see the balance scale comes in again. You have to check and weigh the importance of or the worth of what you want. Then one way or the other, with the economy, you say you have to forgo this and try and push for this because you need all of them.
Interesting.
You don't have to just pursue education and be not sociable. You don't have to just pursue whatever you are doing and not know anybody. It is very suicidal to have life without knowing someone.
But what do you think about people who are also introverted? Some people naturally are not good with people.
We learn and unlearn. I come from a background where I was always inside. I was very introvert. But growing up, I realized that at some point, you need someone to talk to. And when we got exposed to the world, we understood it. So, yes, you could be introvert, but we are not saying just go out there meeting people anyhow. We are saying if you see someone or you get closer to someone who has it, tap into it and get closer. Appreciate his worth or talent or whatever he has. Then try and have a cordial relationship, not something too big. Having the cordial relationship, it builds on. And to some point, you know that, you can actually call this person or have a request, and the person will say, come in.
Wouldn't that justify the argument of parasitic networking?
No, it won't justify it. No. That's what I'm saying. It won't justify it. So, building a cordial relationship is not always upward. It is also it should be sideways or even 360. Because I remember when we used to do accounting 1 and 2, Charlie, I was having no idea of accounting because I didn't come from business background, and I was a bit shy to communicate with my colleagues. But one day I sat down, Charlie. If I always preserve myself and be gentle out there, without making people know what I actually need or what is in of me, I will become wanty. One day I stood up, I talked to one guy. I'm very lucky. He was a very good friend. He helped. So
sometimes it's just about putting in the work.
Just go. Go. Abraham, leave. Just go. Yeah.
So how would you advise anyone who is struggling to balance stuff in their lives? Because sometimes you get caught up in a lot of things that are going on.
One thing I would say, Chris, where there is a will, there is a way. Yeah. Where there is a will, there is a way. No matter how busy you are, the moment you have the will to do this, you find a way to achieve it. We are all busy.
Yeah.
Until you find the worth of someone or something. So you make time or create time for it.
We live in a country where we've experienced massive brain drain. Over the past 10 years, Ghana has experienced some of the most dangerous levels of, poaching of talent. Not because people do not want to work in Ghana, but because the system is so broken that everyone is looking for greener pastures elsewhere. Others consider this sudden migration of talent as betraying the country because we could stay and help the country grow. But to me, it makes sense that people leave the country because things are not working here. What do you think about that? Share your opinion with us.
I would buy and not buy, but this question really saddens me. We live in our country where the opportunities are limited, and the youth, not that they are lazy, they are trying. Some are striving. The other time, I made a post on Facebook that's not all of us wish to travel abroad and seek greener pastures. Some of us, we want to serve our country, Ghana.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
The path is crooked. So, walking through, find our way out. If you are not too determined, you give up early. Let me try something else. Then with that, you run away. Or maybe you go out there where the system is working and you can actually blend in and find greener pastures.
So you believe it's being practical?
For now, in our country, Ghana, yes. You see, that is the sad reality we find ourselves. As you mentioned this topic, I've become emotional. Yeah, because I'm practically, let's say, a victim of someone who wish to serve
The country.
country. I want to serve my motherland Ghana, but look, the path I said is crooked. But we don't want to give up, because this is what we have, and that is Ghana, all we have.
If you had the opportunity to work overseas and earn a ton of money, and also an offer from a Ghanaian company to work here and to help build the country's infrastructure, the business landscape, would you take it? Or you'd stay in Ghana and help the country go?
This is a tough question.
I mean, people are really discussing this thing.
A very tough question. We have individual differences, but let me speak from my perspective.
Yeah.
In as much as I want to stay in Ghana, I also love that one day I'll travel abroad. But I'm not really that kind of people who's willing to leave the country.
Yeah.
Even if there is an opportunity today, I'll give myself some time. I'll come back, because as I said earlier, I love business. I love the business I love. It comes in creating opportunities for others.
For other people.
Yeah, like myself, who saw that the path is crooked, to have something on their table. So, in as much as we want to, we could have this opportunity. To me, I would only grab it for a few years and come back. So it wouldn't be brain drain, but brain gain. I'd want to go build something up and come back to my country and make impact.
Yeah, I just like how you bring in the brain drain topic, because when some of us get the opportunity to go out there and work, we don't want to come back. The system there works so well that we don't want to come back.
Hey, this is what first we say, glass and qua.
Yeah. Yeah.
System is working.
I mean, the system is working there, but when you come to Ghana, things are not really moving. So, I mean, when you practically analyze the situation, it makes sense that people don't want to come back.
Yes, you see the thing. That is why I'm saying I wouldn't want to speak to someone. I want to my own perspective, so that we have individual differences. Someone will have the assertion that Ghana crowd, these things are difficult to do, blah blah blah. So I stay here, but I feel like they came here to enslave us, and now we are going there. We are willingly going there to enslave ourselves.
Yeah.
So I would but because of certain factors and drivers, it is pushing us away. Today, if you ask 1 out of 10 people, 8 will tell you yes, they want to travel. 8 out of 10 will tell you yes, I want to travel.
Interesting.
Why? Because of the limited resources, the limited opportunities, the crooked path before you could even get there.
You've had the opportunity to see Ghana from the lens of someone who does business, someone in academia, and you've also seen Ghana through the political lens. If you had one chance to change something in Ghana's political landscape, economic landscape, even concerning the mindsets of the people, what would it be?
First would be our mindset, but I would want to. It should start like education from crutch. Our mindset first, but it wouldn't just say it. It should start from somewhere where we should teach our people what is practical. We should teach our people what is morally right. Yeah. When you are dealing with a Chinese man or a Korean, they really believe in morals. But here in Africa, we don't believe in that because of materialism and resources or resource acquisition. So one thing I would love first is our mindset. How we see things, how we should understand things. So when you understand things, you see, there is a verse in the Bible, Proverbs 2 verse 11, say your understanding will guide you.
I had a conversation with my last guest on this show, and he asserted that one of the things that cannot be changed about Ghanaian youth is their mindset. Do you agree?
He said very difficult, but I didn't say impossible.
He almost asserted that it's impossible.
Are you a believer?
Yeah, I am a strong believer.
So my Bible says there's nothing impossible. So as I'm saying, you start from somewhere. That is why God, when he was with the Israelites, he realized that the old ones are corrupted. You know what he did? He made them spend 40 years in the wilderness. By so doing, he gave them lessons, gave them warnings. And most of the old men died, and new generation had to breed.
So you feel we can do it?
We can do it, but honestly, it will take some time. But we have to start somewhere. Because the system is you and I, where I'll drink this bottle of water.
Yeah.
I finish, I just dump it here. But the same person will go abroad. You dare not. So what is happening?
The system, right? It comes back to the system. And it circles around to the reason why people don't want to come back to Ghana.
Yes.
When they leave.
Yes. Then our style of politics is very bad. So they think once I become too strict, my party will become unpopular. So even if you're a minister, I remember the other time Henry Quay, Accra Regional Minister, he was very, very strict. But at some point, he was down.
Yeah.
I didn't hear of anything factual, but me, I knew he had been called to just relax.
Making the party unpopular. Do you think a one-party state would be good for Ghana?
I don't want people to come for me. One party would not. Because one stays in power for too long. Honestly, power corrupts.
Yeah.
Power has the capacity to bring out the corruption in you. So when you stay in for too long, at some point you be corrupted. Like so.
Every time I have someone on this show, I try to bring in current topics happening in Ghana. You know, over the past 3-4 years, we've had this huge illegal mining boom in Ghana.
Yeah.
And one of my guests said that, you know, the country and the government are trying to do their best. But in my view, their best is not enough. And as you mentioned that they don't want to be too strict, it caught my attention because that's what I also believe. I believe that they don't want to be too strict on these illegal miners because it makes their party unpopular.
Yeah.
Do you believe that too?
Yes, 100%. You know, before we all went to the polls and voted for JM and the NDC, they made a lot of promises. Yeah. And to some Judge, Zata George, the MP for Ningo Pram, he said, and I quote, John Mahama can stop Galamsey in 1 week. How
many months are we in now? I don't see what they've actually done.
Because the campaigns of Galamsey are the politicians themselves, and they also benefit. But when you say it, they'll tell you, bring evidence. Last time, where I stay, I already mentioned about there is one guy around my area. He's a Galamseyer, let me say. So in the conversation, and he was having the conversation, he mentioned one big NDC man, which I can mention him here.
Yeah.
And it was like, Charlie, we have to call this man. Oh, you should know that this is our site. This is our concession. No. This is what he promised us. So, you know, I heard him. I was like, gosh, one man is acquiring for wealth. Millions are dying.
Yeah.
But that one man has become also a financier when it comes to constituency level or whatever. Yeah. And they go to him for funding. The man supports. So when you come to office, the man you went to him for support when you are in a position, how can you stretch him? So we see evidences of now Ghana Water Company is telling us that
we have high levels of sulfur.
High level even the turbidity level of our waters, like the mud.
Yeah,
It is very, very dangerous, and they can't operate. And
I
even
believe,
now,
2 years ago, I was on my way to a place in the western region,
this place.
and I saw the river Ankobra, where it meets with the ocean, and the water has turned from how do you call it, blue
to
to
something
chocolate.
else. Yes.
We are drinking chocolate water
Something else.
in some parts of the country.
Something else.
Do you believe we should start applying force, not only on the people on the ground, but the politicians?
The youth of the country must wake up and stop this kind of politics. You know, until we come together as youth and speak truth to power, we will have these kind of experiences. We live in a country where Galamsey has become an existential threat. You go to a place, I went to that tunnel, and I took a shower. I was thinking I have to go and lodge at a very nice place so they can. Bro, I took a shower, and right after that, I was having itchy skin. I was itching.
Yeah.
So I had to buy Vortic, because I knew Vortic wouldn't be produced at that place, to quickly re-shower again. Why? And when you hear reports of these things, you get to know that there has been repeated reports of some kind of diseases. But, it will get to a time, it will worsen. So we are all waiting for that time.
In my view, I believe that the government needs to start using aggression on perpetrators of illegal mining. Because I believe that it's only through aggression that people can learn to stay away from water bodies and illegal mining.
Okay, go.
If in one day we wake up and hear that 50 people have been subjected to the law. In fact, let me even go further and say firing squad. They've been executed. I think it would echo a certain bell of warning to anyone who steps into the forests. Do you not believe it's time we do that?
It is time, but who is willing to do it? First question.
I think it's about time Ghana switched from a bipartisan state to a one-party state.
A single with who as a leader?
I mean, with time, we could find someone.
You see, that is why, if you realize when they were swearing in His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the president of Burkina Faso came in, he is not, we would say, a democratic president. Mm-hmm. But when he came, look at the kind of echo, the kind of enthusiasm, the kind of fans he had from the Ghanaian people. They loved the fact that he has taken power from these our old men and old style of democracy and this kind of leadership. And we are suffering as a country, but the fact is that there is no one man who is willing to stand as the leader and do the right thing. Even if you do the right thing and you don't become strict, your followers won't do that. And if you, as a follower, you want to do it, your head will call you to order.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But we don't want to give up. Actually, the youth.
Do you think it's about time we started doing some public education on the effects of Galamsey? And I'm also tempted to believe that the people in the rural areas who are subjected to, the raw effects of illegal mining are less concerned than the people who live in the cities and are far off from the influence of, the effects that come from illegal mining.
I would say with the greatest respect, those in the mining areas don't take education seriously. They take it lightly because of they were born to see business, gold, and they think, why are you going to school? You're going to school to later on you want to work and acquire money. So why don't you get and acquire money? But they refuse to understand that education is not only gain in schools or schools. You know, you need to understand what life entails and the do's and don'ts of life, and what you would do so that you can even have a long life. So these people, Ghana needs to educate all of us. But look at even the work of the NCC. They'll tell you they don't have logistics. We, the youth, many are the graduates who are unemployed. You can employ them and deploy them to these areas. Go and do this education. People will go because they need money. They need to feed their family. They need to cater for themselves. But we will come back and tell you we don't have resources. We don't have this, all sort of excuses. Because, you know, one way or the other, we don't want to tackle it. Charlie, it's a serious issue, but we are hoping for the best.
What's your general assessment of the performance of this current government over the past year and a half or so?
I would say it's too early to have that assessment now, because when it came, the dollar rate. I tell you, I'm a businessman, so the dollar rate was very low, and I was happy. But at a point, when we are dealing with our agents or suppliers from China and or across the globe, they'll give you the raw rate. Some will give you 14 USD against the city. Some will give you 13.79. Some will give you 13 points. So when we're saying the dollar currently is at 12.30, they were still giving us 14 and above. So though it moved from that 17 to 14, so at least it was okay. But now what we wanted is now growing up again. I buy fuel almost every day. Even today, I bought some. So I know how it takes. Earlier, it was around 11 liters when John Mahama was sworn into office. Now it is going to 14. And, you know, the amount of liters are going higher. The amount of fuel is also decreasing. Yeah, so we will say he made some effort. I don't know what is happening. The boats are loosening. Yeah.
How do you see the future of Ghana's youth?
For now, due to the kind of leadership and how they want to be strict on us and issues affecting the ordinary Ghanaian, I see that we are some way. Our lives are left in our hands. Because look at our education system. Before I graduated, I challenged my lecturers that, why is it that I did HR? Why is it that we are only reading the books and you didn't take us outside or beyond the classroom to experience real HR life? But we are paying for it. And they said, yeah, we will go. We fixed a date and we never went. So, Charlie, we are there. We are open for the best.
Whenever I have a guest on the show, I try to draw some inspiration from them, you know, to inspire our audience in terms of success, failure, you know, setbacks, and how we bounce back. You know, I can attest to one very interesting story. You know, one of the circumstances he had to face in the aspect of huge setbacks. It may not be very comfortable for you to talk about it, but I hope you can do some justice to it. Educate us, inspire us. How do we build ourselves back up when we meet, you know, life's toughest obstacles?
It's not easy, but I'll always thank God, and I'll thank my lovely mom, Lady Reverend Grace Bam. Life hasn't been easy. So, even coming to Obuasi, I came to lay low because I was having life elsewhere, and unfortunately, things were not going too well. So I said, no, why don't I go enter into academia and have more degrees? So I realized that I am a bit known in Kumasi. So if I go to Kumasi campus, people will know me. It's not Theophilus. Wow, he's not coming to school. So okay, let me dodge and come to Obuasi. So at some point, I was very laying low until I entered one of the washrooms and I realized the state of our campus.
Yeah.
So no, someone needs to talk. Someone who has a voice needs to be there, up there, and speak to the authorities and management. What is happening? Because sometimes I'll go to campus and I'll enter the washroom. I'll make sure I don't use the washroom until I come back home. And it is dangerous to have it with you till maybe.
Yeah.
So life has not been easy. And let me quickly come to Obuasi campus. And coming back to 2023, I was in second year when my colleagues came to me, said, we see something in you. We see a potential in you. And I laughed. I said, Charlie, I'll give you feedback. 2023, I wasn't a cost rep. I was just a very reserved gentleman. But I was very articulate. I was very, very able to communicate my vision well with the students. And I had a couple of people who sent messages, please, resign for us. We will support you next year. Resign. I had 2 people who came in and I didn't mind them. And people were saying, oh, Theo, who's in second year there. Yeah. And actually, I shocked them. We went to the pools and I was second. 2023. I said, wow. I feel that we thought no one knows him. They didn't know that work was on grounds. And we put in a lot of resources. Then fast forward 2024, no one was coming because we knew Theo has been there before.
Yeah.
And no one was there. Until the last minute, someone came, I want you to vice me, so Charlie, sorry, blah, 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 blah. Then fast forward, no, I don't know how this happened. I had issues with my course registration. I went out there to fix this issue. They said, still, we don't understand. Just go. I was like, wow. I went to the dean. I went to Kumasi provost. I went to every corner. And the issue was resolved for me in Kumasi. I came back and still I faced issues with management in Obuasi. I was like, what's happening here? So I spent about 20,000 Ghana cedis as a young student, because my first campaign, I had to bring something that was not really done on campus, T-shirt, some caps, and we used to meet us at Vasco restaurant to have some meetings, and it all comes at a cost.
Yeah.
But I believe in branding. My brand is my name, Team Theo. So I wanted something that could speak. We put in a lot of resources, and lastly, management says, no, we are sorry. Since you have not registered, as at the time you applied or nominated yourself, we cannot accept you as a candidate. And even to some point, they wanted to defer me, because if they knew I would go and register, I would come back and have some contest or even counter them. So they thought of, okay, let us defer this guy. So I stay cool. Then let me allow them go to the pools. Because if I push harder, they'll refer me. They called me on Friday. The pool will be on 10th June, Monday. They called me on 8th. And when, as a student, you don't understand anything, we have a JC court that you can go to.
Yeah.
They called me, wait, Friday afternoon, 12 something. They gave me, we are sorry, we cannot allow you contest. By the time I write the letter, prepare and go to Kumasi, it will be 3 something. And the court will have been closed. So you cannot contest or have any legal actions against anyone. So that was my end. My whole money, everything. Was gone. My team were crying. I cried. I can't lie. I cried my eyes out. I had to pick a car and travel from Kumasi. I left Obuasi. I had to travel from Kumasi then I traveled to Siani. And I went back to, I was trying to travel elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I could have a different environment. It wasn't easy. In a nutshell, it wasn't easy. But I will say I bounced back because I had great people around me who helped me a lot.
Yeah.
My mom and few people helped me a lot. And one thing that I was crying, Mom, I'm a businessman and have invested my whole capital into this campaign thing, and it is worth 20,000. She called me. How much have you spent? And I said, 20,000. She said, I will pay half. Come for 10,000. So she called me there, and as I was crying, she was also crying. Then she took money. Take this money. So, you are crying, but I've been giving something as a hope
to console you.
Yes. So all the cries are a bit over. So go back and go reinvest. Because I was crying because I've lost, and I've crying because the capital I was supposed to use for my business has been invested elsewhere. Yeah. So now one cry and my business is also at the verge of collapsing and not getting anything else.
Do you believe your withdrawal and from the elections had something to do with partisan issues?
Now I wouldn't want to go there much. They made me sign an undertaking that I wouldn't stretch them. That is why all this while I've kept mute and I have allowed life to unfold. But I knew there was something fishy. The problem is that I actually did it and it wasn't coming. They said I didn't do it. So I went to Kumasi that, hello, please, database, log on to my details. Let me know if I have not accessed my IMAP in the next 3 weeks or in the past 3 weeks. Then I questioned them. My brother, to your surprise, they couldn't find any logs. When you are browsing, you leave history in your browser. So when we come here, we go to history or Bookmarks, we will know that, Charlie, this is where you often visit.
Yeah.
So even the whole year, they were saying, I have never visited my IMAP. How was I able to even register for last sem? Like the semester before? So it was cleared. Ask yourself, who cleared it? Who has access to it? That I cannot go for evidence to buttress my claims. So I knew there was no hope.
Sometimes we chase success so hard that we forget to define what success means to ourselves. What is your definition for success?
I am a believer. So the world has its own definition for success, and believers also have their definitions for success. Say success is not only the good thing. I would say the Bible says for all things. All things means both sides work together. So we are actually saying the negative and the positive comes together. So success is having the experience that pushes you to prosper.
Yeah.
So not just, I've achieved this, so I'm successful. No, achieving not only just doesn't end there. It comes with lessons, and I would say, lessons that you need to stay on top.
Yeah. Do you think our generation has redefined what it means to be successful?
No, they have only centered on one or two things: material, money. Last time I met a lady, she said, Theo, me, if you are poor, don't date me. I said, but how can a poor man have a girlfriend? I'm saying, why? So no, you can't cater for me. I'm sorry, but it just, even so, you can't be with someone who is not working. I said, no. I understood her, but I asked myself, so now, if the poor boy or man is denied love because of wealth,
yeah,
can someone also have the authority to demand trust or fidelity from the rich man? Because now you are measuring love with wealth.
Yeah.
So the worth of love is wealth.
So what is the rich man's? We understand. So how does the rich man also quantify what you're bringing to the
Yes.
table.
So now you are saying that the poor man doesn't deserve love. Then the rich man doesn't deserve to be questioned, to be faithful.
Yeah.
Because what the poor couldn't achieve, the rich has it. And he can also choose what he wants to do with his wealth.
That's an interesting side of the argument.
Sure.
When you come across someone who is successful, someone who has succeeded in life, succeeded in building a business, in politics, whatever it may be, what is that one common thing that runs across? What is the one thing that you can point to that this is a characteristic that seems to cut across all successful people?
I would say determination.
Determination.
Determination and perseverance. Success wouldn't come in a day. It takes years. That is what most of us are failing to understand. It takes years. It has taken me years to build something. It has taken me years to build my account. It has taken me years to have business ideas and even have many ideas, but it will take years to achieve them due to gathering of resources and others. So I would say determination would keep me on my toes. Then perseverance will keep me going. Then over time, understand that it takes years. I'll achieve it. So the determination is there.
So determination and patience.
Yeah. Yeah, so other one too.
I think we lack patience now.
Yeah.
Why is that?
The system, bad influence, social factors, and a whole lot of drivers. Maybe you coming from a family where you are left to cater for yourself. What do you think you would do? Where someone who is easily influenced by peers, what do you think that person would do? The person think, my friend has this one. I had a friend by the time when the iPhones were coming.
Yeah.
The friend told her that, Charlie, if you date one person, unya bio. So then now it got stuck here. So then he dated 7. But he wasn't dating them unless you have something and you call in for. Later, when she grew up, I met her at that time with Charlie Theo. We have merged up. Someone I met, who was having intimacy with me, I could see this person, how ugly he is, how like someone's father. But look at as young as I am, because of iPhone, he promised me, come for the phone. And I went there and this is the phone. I want to use the phone because my friend says iPhone is the new trend now.
Yeah.
And I want to use some. So I was forced to have what I didn't want to have with him before I could have it. So social factors, a lot of factors, all come to play.
Do you think we lack patience and that's why we see ourselves in these kind of situations?
Yeah, we lack them. The despite you see today that you want to be him.
Yeah.
It didn't take him 1 year or 2 years. It took him so many years to become the despite we all aspire to become one day. So why don't you also take inspiration from a story? I remember he used to sell cassettes.
Yeah.
In Kumasi, Edum, and those areas. And Elder Tobinko was saying he started the pharmacy with 1 city. Sometimes we have to make funny comments out of it. But they are saying they started from the scratch and they built the empire we see today. Yeah. So it takes patience also before some of these things or milestones can be achieved.
Looking at your journey, what's one skill you've acquired that you think, in your view, is more important?
Communication,
than any certificate can take you. We've already answered the question.
Communication, articulation, and we've mastered.
So you believe communication and articulation can take you further than any certificate could?
Not that only. You should have, in as much as you have a set, you should also have something.
Yeah.
I always say I'm a believer, so usually I have to come from the angle of a believer. Moses was a prophet by qualification or title. But when God met him, he had a staff. He said, Moses, I said, yes, yes, sir. He told him, what do you have in your hands? I said, I have nothing, just a staff. I said, yes, I need this staff. I said, no, I use this staff to walk and navigate my way through the path of these mountains. And God said, I need this same staff. So the staff the skills, the staff, I want to say, that could help you navigate your way through was what God took from Moses so that he could use him.
Ghana's system is a tricky one. What do you think draws the line between, people who become successful and the ones who fall out?
I say we have individual talents, and Ghana's system, the talent is based on intellectual talents.
Yeah.
But I tell you, I had a niece. He's not too good intellectually, but when it comes to visual drawing, he can look at you like this. In some few minutes, he'll give you a picture of you, and it's so nice. So we should not only award people based on intellectuals or like that kind of. So we should have a broad award where we could bring in the person who lacks the mental capacity to read.
Yeah.
But he has the ability to paint or draw something. He has the ability to do something really genuine. That's even we, those in academia, cannot.
I was having this conversation with my last guest, and he mentioned that, Ghana should start investing in institutions that train people with practical talents, not just intellectually.
So today, I'm doing an IT course, practical IT course, right after my BSc. I realized that the HR thing I did was just it was too theoretical. So I need something. And my friend too is learning bakery, a male, but he's learning bakery, cakes, pizzas, all the bakeries, because you realize that we are in a society where one thing or one skill alone cannot get you there. You need the practicality, the skills, where you can apply if this thing doesn't work.
You can fall back on the other. For anyone watching thus far who is struggling, broke, and finding it hard to make ends meet, what advice would you give them to start making headway in life?
We've all been there before. I remember I needed a job, and I was so stuck with the job. I needed it it was really in my head.
Yeah.
And for 8 years, I never got the job. And I was chasing. So I didn't try chasing academia because I thought I would go through that path.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it. So I was so broke. But it took me to come to my senses and said, Theo, all is well. I have God. And I know heaven has a plan. Let me redirect my path and see if this one will work. So you might be broke out there, but I want to tell you that is not the end. We can regather, reassign, reroute ourselves, and things will work.
There you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a very interesting interview today with Mr. Theophilus Enin. He's been such an impactful guest. I've learned so much personally, and I think every one of you was also blessed by what he's shared with us. Mr. Theophilus,
Sir.
Thank you for having
Oh,
the pleasure to come to us.
the pleasure is mine.